What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Laid on the Table podcast. We do have a special guest here. We got 600 in the building.
Yo, yo.
Yep, I appreciate you. It's good. We
Yeah.
here.
We got D-Lo, of course. D-Lo.
What's up? What's
And we
up?
got Stephen L, aka ATM Cowboy.
Biggest cowboy.
The biggest one. Not the small.
Yeah.
600. I'm not gonna lie, man. You got these past few days, man, if not weeks, you got the internet kind of buzzing right now, bro. You got it. You got the
That
internet
video
doing
you
what the
sent me
internet
was
does
hilarious.
best.
It's the
Yeah,
comments for me, though.
it's going crazy. Like half of it was like a lead up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
this whole indictment thing with some people in my neighborhood and Big U and stuff like that for the last 2 years. I've been kind of going at it with Big U back and forth online, speaking like a lot of facts. And now people are seeing that these facts are true and I ain't never lied. So now they all come back to my page and seeing what I got to talk about and want to hear what I got to say on my side of it, stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and a little bit of trolling here and there, and it kind of just build up for that.
What led to you and Big U with your initial fallout, man? Like what started all that?
Right.
So we was cool. So we was cool. You know what I'm saying for a while. Like he was kind of like a big homie to me. We used to work out, do stuff together, travel, do whatever. You know what I'm saying around the neighborhood, whatever we was to do. And we kind of just started like going our own ways. I was doing my thing. I started boxing, so I kind of like started separating myself from the neighborhood. Just doing what I got to do. It's for my boxing career. And like a couple of years ago, when I first got my gun license, um, it was like a little friction, couple little drama episodes in my neighborhood. And he had ran into one of my friends who like on my side and was had to have like conversation. And it was like, man, 600 ain't scared of nobody y'all got going on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. And he keep his thing on it. He got a gun license. And so he tells my friend, which my comrade on my team, and gonna tell my friend that, man, he ain't got no gun license. He can't get no gun license. If he got a gun license, he telling. I was with him when he went to jail. He can't get no license. This is what he told my homie. So I'm like, he said, I'm telling? Like, huh? So from
Man.
there, I didn't even say nothing. I just fell back from him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's no sense me saying nothing to him. I'm gonna just do me, fall back from him. I know what time he on, and I've seen him do these things in the past to people. Good people. And I was like, you mess up your relationships, but whatever, whatever, whatever. So a little longer go by, he tells somebody else that, oh, he telling, he got a gun license. He telling, he can't get it. I'm like, huh? So now I'm mad. And now you trying to spread lies, try to mess up my name. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of really just went from there. You know. But like I said, it was a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't really, talked about yet that he been doing that kind of had me look at him funny before all this started. But that was the initial thing right there, him trying to lie on my name. And that's really what started. So you know how it go, like, if I'm beefing with y'all, people who know y'all start telling me dirt on y'all.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And then they'll
Absolutely.
start
That's
telling
what
y'all,
people do.
they'll start telling y'all dirt on me.
Yeah.
So once they found it was somebody, me, who would stand up to Big U and say, I'm not scared of you, I'll tell you what you are. It is what it is. They're like, okay, we can tell 600 about all this stuff, and he'll do it. Anybody else had the balls to do it. So they started sending me all his paperwork, things he done told on, back doors, type of stuff he
Oh,
done,
shit.
all this little dirt. And I'm like, I busted out internet. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I
Go
ain't
in
scared.
that can
I
of
ain't scared.
worms. That's what
I,
happened.
That's what
I ain't scared.
happened.
I ain't scared to do it. But as that year or two went by, he started doing more and more and more stuff. So I didn't really need no one to tell me nothing about him no more. He would just start, exposing his own self. And it was just kind of going
Mm-hmm.
like that. And like me, I'm like 50 Cent. I really just kept going.
Yeah.
I just
No, you took the troll level. You took the troll into a whole nother level, man. It was
right.
at one point I'm thinking I'm like, is 600 trying to become a comedian? Because it's working.
Leah, so they Big U house was getting raided, right? That's when the feds came in.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Bro ran past his house with a badge. I was fucking crying. I was
So so that's
That's
how that
a
happened.
cool
So
troll.
we so so first off, rest in peace, Rayshawn Williams. He was a guy who
Yeah,
was
rest in
murdered,
peace. Rest in
football
peace.
player who used to live with Big U, and he
Yep.
was murdered in Las Vegas, right? So the family had reached out to us and was telling us, F Big U, and he did this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. The FBI been talking to us. The detectives been giving us updates on the investigation. They're going to be picking him up. They found his DNA on my son's fingernails. They're going to be picking him up real soon. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So we gonna stress him out. We start putting it online. Hey man, the mama said your DNA is on her son's fingernails for that dead body, bro. You know, it's all online, bro. That's what they're saying. We stressing him out. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then she also told us online that they told her they're coming to get him at the end of March, beginning of April.
Mm-hmm.
This was like the beginning of March, like the first week of March. She's telling us this, and then we put online. So we went on that. They said, "Hey man, they said they're coming to get you, bro." We trying to stretch him out. We don't know if she lying, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because it's like, why would she tell us? Why would they tell her? But either way it goes, it's content because we don't like him, so we trying to stretch him out. Because if he's really involved in that, then it's gonna stretch him out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So little do we know, they really came and got him.
Damn, and y'all
So
didn't even know this. Like y'all were just going
no,
off of just
no. I mean, we pretty much believed her because we
right.
talked to the rest of their family and people who was there and stuff like that. So it's not that we know that happened online yet, but we didn't know they were coming for a Rico. Actually, we did know it was coming for Rico. We didn't know it was coming that fast. So we just thought they was come pick him up for a murder. So I'm usually up like at 5 in the morning, early morning. That morning I just went back to sleep. I was up like at 7. My phone blowing up. He said, "Hey man, they hit Big U house this morning." I'm like, "What?" They hit his house, man. Hit him with the flash bomb. They took everybody else to jail. I said, "What?" I said, "Man, I can't say nothing online because I got to get this information for myself. I got to get the content." So every time I go to my neighborhood, instead of me riding around with firearms, un uh illegal, whatever, I gotta wear my security stuff. So that's why I have my security badge on, my security beanie. So if something happened, I'm on my way to work, and I gotta defend myself. Whatever. So I slide over there. I get there like at 7:20 in the morning. I guess they're all gone. It's just taped off. It's like one guy in the front and two little unmarked cars, and they're doing whatever they're doing. And like I said, I thought he was in jail. I thought they took the whole house to jail and they raided the house. So I'm just cracked a little joke with the guy in the front. I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on, bro? Is it a burglary or something?" He like, "No, everything's fine. It's an operation." I said, "Okay." Mind you, I got my selfie on doing my Instagram. Like, what's going on, man? What do? So so they like, "Oh man, she's hunting over there when the feds raiding his house and blah blah blah." And it was just funny content for me,
But it
you
was
know.
common sense though, Leah. Listen, if I seen it, right? I'm like, he trolling. He on some 50 Cent shit,
Right.
he trolling. Number
Yep.
one, this what happened, right, Leah? It was all over social media before bro even went over there. Everybody was kind of like fucked up about the situation because they was saying that's Big U's son friend that he played football with that was living with Big U, right?
Right.
And then they was saying that the man body got found in Vegas off the highway, right, bro? Off the highway, right?
Yep. Yep.
And imagine the mom, you get what I'm saying? She like, damn, my son was with you. You get what I'm saying? And boom, he just dead. And then they end up finding DNA. So like it was a lot of mixed emotions about that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
And
goodness.
this was 4 years ago. And mind you, he didn't go to the funeral of the boy that was living with him.
Damn.
He blocked the mom, never contacted her again.
What?
And
No, he's
Damn.
just man, that's
Oh
guilty
my
behavior, man.
goodness.
right. So that's what was going on. That's why she was so mad. You know what I mean? Like you got the nerve. You didn't even come to the funeral. You ain't called me or nothing. You blocked me and everything. Like this, I trusted you with my son. I knew you for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying? This is what she's saying. So yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, that was
Now
fucked up.
now with
So you
all
guys
the
been chasing
this
for years. I thought this was something that just like started.
It was in January 2021.
Wow. So it's been a minute.
Yeah.
man, that's a long beef, man. But with all the talk of snitching and stuff like that, right? And them calling you a snitch, my here's my question. And 600, what do you think? Do you think that with all the Rolling 60s they've picked up, you think some of them are about to start telling?
Absolutely.
For a burger?
Because
Burger and
like I said,
fries, baby.
you come I talked to about 12 or 13 people who have been in federal custody before done fair time, and all 12 or 13 of those people said that when they come get you, they have enough to prosecute you, find you guilty.
Absolutely.
They got like a 98% conviction rate.
98%. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
And the feds don't usually jump the gun. Like
They wait a
certain
while, a
departments jump
long
the gun,
time.
you beat the case, certain departments, but the feds, they make sure that's what it took 4 years, you
They
know what I'm
gather
saying?
enough evidence, enough
Then they got the
stuff.
DNA. They got DNA August 2023.
Right.
Swear to
You
God.
know? Yeah. That was
That's
Damn.
not
20.
surprising. They usually do that. They just let shit pile, so they just come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't
So
miss. Yeah, the
Yes.
feds do not miss.
Yeah.
yeah. So to answer your question, I mean, I talk to all these people and they're like, bro, you don't really get out like that. You gotta wait to get a bail hearing, especially for a RICO. So with that being said, yeah, I think a high percentage of them are going to tell if they haven't already told.
So let me ask y'all this, right? This is what I want to ask. This is what I want to ask LA, right? This is what I want to ask LA. Now, what's his right hand man's name, bro? It's called Loose Cannon, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think that
Loose
was one of
Cannon.
his. That was one of his right hand, so-called right hand man at some point.
Yeah, so that's this is what I want to ask LA, right? Because I seen in the comments some people like, oh man, 600 bogus, woo woo, right? I just want to ask LA this because I'm from Chicago. How is 600 bogus if his right hand man's exposing Big U? I'm just confused. His right hand man said that they was in the room with a whole bunch of guns and he was taking pictures of the serial numbers. You get what I'm
Right,
saying? Then he
right.
said that they went to go rob some people. They went to go rob some people. Allegedly, they went to go rob some people. And when they came back, Leah, he said that they was counting the money and somebody knocked on the door, and it was one of the niggas that was in there when that they robbed. And then he was like, allegedly, Big U was like, oh, he just want 40%. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just
Bro,
confused on
his
like,
whole, like I said, his whole team told on him. Aside from the people who told on him, all the all the CW ones, all the witnesses, all the CIs that he was dealing business with, they all told on him. Plus, you got 50 other people made statements who are anonymous. So his whole
damn,
team told on him. You know what I'm
god
saying? Like
damn.
everyone who was dealing with him told on him. I'm not in that paperwork nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to tell him about. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and loose cannon on no jumper, man. It was like he was snitching and not even realizing he was snitching and placing them in all the crime scenes.
Well, you want to know
Yeah.
what I think what happened with that one, y'all? I felt like dude felt like once everybody felt like I guess they saying that he had something he knew Nip got killed before Nip got killed, right? So I
Who
think a
knew?
lot of shit just like people just like getting pissed about a lot of shit. You know, them niggas really love Nip. You get what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
600 them, they all know Nip. You get what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of it's just like, okay, if 600 a good dude and something happened to him and we found out there's some backdoor shit with one of the niggas that we all with, like everybody eventually gonna turn on him. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Yeah, and see, Big U, he don't like. She like I was saying before. I fell out with me. I was a good lower person to him, and he's had a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people through the journey who was lower people to him. His ego, whatever he got going on, is the reason why he messed up these relationships. So,
Damn.
with that being said, the people who are still around him are people he can like misuse, bully, extort, whatever he can do, and they like yes men, basically yes men.
Oh, okay.
So all those yes men are gonna be the first ones to fold when the pressure comes on. You know what I mean? Even if you look at the indictment, the people in the indictment, like the members, like those weren't like members that you would see out doing stuff. Like those just like yes men. It was nobody in that 19 lineup that was really like, real soldier type, gangster type dudes like that. All yes men.
Damn.
Man, Big U seemed to be messy though, man, because there's you got one hand on here's one hand where he's got this whole activism, charity events, donations coming in. He's looking like this real like neighborhood hero. But then on the other side of it, it's just like there's all this messiness that involved like social media and his people running their mouths and shit. Like when
Bro,
all that was happening, like 600, do you ever think for 1 second, like, yeah, this is exactly why the Ricos are coming down?
well, I thought about it now, but like I say, we so let me clear it up. So we did think it was a Rico coming 2 years ago. Brick Baby told us, hey, because he got the same lawyer as Big U, like a federal type lawyer. Hey, they got a Big U Rico. They tied Big U to that dead body in Vegas on a young dude in Vegas. He told me this 2 years ago.
Brick Baby
I,
said that?
yeah, he said we got the
Damn.
same lawyer. He's like they want him in jail. It's bad for him. They want him in life. They want him to do life in jail. It's real bad for him. He got a big U Rico, but it's not a 6-0 Rico. It's a big U Rico. He told me this, and you can look at my old videos I posted. I just reposted from 2 years ago.
Damn.
So, but we didn't really know because we don't really. That's all they really told us. We just thought they was coming for the murder. So, as far as thinking the Rico was coming, well, I'm not knowing. So back to what Steve said, right? Yes, we see that he's doing whatever type of thing for the look, but you still like throwing up gang signs, trying to act like it's neighborhood this and trying to politic, and that's where he went wrong at. Even with the street stuff, like if you're not in the streets no more, so another thing, he had a contract with LAPD. with a police issue phone, 24 hours. It's in the contract. This is basically
What?
snitching.
So what I
But
got?
on everything, it's in the contract. He has
Is
employees and
this
everything.
allegedly or this is real?
Bro, this is facts. This is facts. It's called the GRID program, Gang Reduction Something
Damn.
Development. That's this program. But
I gotta take a
if he
drink to
was
that shit.
if he was to say, I'm not in the streets no more, I got a contract with LAPD, giving me 6 figures a year, and I got 10, 15 employees from my neighborhood, that's a good thing. And I would say this years ago, that's a good thing. But you cannot play both sides. If you playing like you streets, you're a snitch. You got a contract with LAPD and you burning both sides of the stick. But if you say you done with the streets, you got an LAPD contract, the whole city of LA embrace you, bro. You made it. Dudes
Damn.
ain't getting out doing 15 years from prison and getting an LAPD contract, making 6 figures, legit. So you made it. But what he messed up is, like the guy said in the video, using these funds to fund a criminal organization, and that's where he went wrong at.
So
Yeah, he's
we got
58
we got
years old. He should have just let it go.
we got a question for you, 600. So us
Yeah.
three was talking about this yesterday. Now, so allegedly, until you know all the inside. Allegedly, they saying that he started a program for the kids to basically, get funding for the kids for the Crenshaw sports teams, which is football or whatever, basketball, etc. Right? They saying that he got funding from Shaquille O'Neal, and they got funding from who else? It's Shaq and Draymond Green,
Wiz
from
Khalifa
the
too.
Warriors, and Shaquille O'Neal, and he got funding, and they saying that once he got the funding to the account for the kids program, he allegedly they saying that he transferred the money right away into his personal account.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't know if it's in the paperwork. I'm sure they're not lying.
Yeah,
If
it's
it's in the
actually in
paper,
the paperwork.
well, yeah. Well, see, that's once again, you're doing some silly stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's silly. Like it just don't make no sense. Stuff he was doing was all the way silly, bro.
Do you
Like
think he
Well,
was still using it for the kids, or what you think?
I mean, I really don't know. I wasn't really around him. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know how he can use it for the kids. Why would you take it out of the account?
right.
Use this
Duh.
in the kids for
No, for
through the
real.
kid account.
but 600, you make a good point though. Why are you in your 50s and you're still out there banging?
Right. It don't make no sense, bro. You made it already.
Who's the
Right.
oldest
Yeah,
gangbanger?
you're made like the Italians, man. You're a made man. You ain't got to do dirt no more.
Yeah, you getting a nice check from the LAPD. You got 10 or 15 people from the neighborhood getting a check from the LAPD. Y'all cool. You know what I'm
This
saying? Like
man,
if
hey Lee, I'm telling this man funny. So listen, you know what's
I
so funny,
know.
right?
I can
So
already
I keep hearing
tell.
all these stories that you know about Big U, Big U. So they saying that Friday was based off Big U. Debo was Big U story,
Oh,
right?
really?
He punked a lot of motherfuckers that a lot of people were scared of him. So it's crazy that this big ass nigga right here, 600. You know what I'm saying? 600, like he don't get no fuck. He ain't scared. You get what I'm saying? And the only people that's really speaking up is him and Loose Cannon. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I now
no,
I'll
no, 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 no. Loose Cannon was defending Big U. Loose Cannon was coming
oh
out trying to assassinate what we had going on, trying to say Big U didn't tell, and he don't like what we doing to Big U online. So that's why I noticed that we stopped really talking to Loose Cannon towards before he went to jail because he started saying, I don't like what they doing to Big U. Like, bro, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But before that, over a year ago, he was like, man, Big U didn't tell. So, I don't know. You know.
mhm.
The question is Loose Canning is he going to stick to the street code or is he going to flip too?
Right. That's a good question.
Man, you know what's crazy? I think he got so much pressure for him trying to be somebody he's not that he might not tell. You know what I'm saying? He might try to be trying to be so hard because
Just for the
he's o-
code.
he, he's older than me and he's still trying to prove to people he's from 60s. You know what I'm saying? So I think he would have wasted all this time to go out and tell. I think he's gonna be trying to prove he's somebody by not telling. And
So is this the dude that's on the video telling what they did?
yeah, yeah.
I'm I
which
because I
which is
because I know
crazy.
like Chicago and LA created the gang bang, so it's like really looking bad. You get what I'm saying? So I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm confused on like why people like I just be confused on like what's going on. Like how can anybody be against like y'all? I don't know. If you ain't in no paperwork, I'm just a little confused. Like that's just like me saying I gang bang to Lee and Steve, but I'm all on the video saying, oh, me and
Not the
Leah just
lead.
went to rob a bank.
What
Me
see
and
the thing
Steve just
is,
shot out some niggas. Me and Steve shot out some niggas, but I ain't gonna tell y'all who.
see the thing is, man. A lot
Yeah.
of people. can't really think for themselves, bro. You know, especially people from my neighborhood. They like 90% of them are mad at me for whatever reason, but they're not mad at the people who told. And I've never told nobody. They just mad because I was right, and they're mad because they daddy in jail. They mad because they can't do nothing to me, and I've made them look bad. You know what I mean? I've exposed them, so they mad.
Bro said they daddy in jail.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's the truth, though, man. I
that's
mean,
their
he's not
daddy,
wrong
man.
on it.
That's their daddy, man. Yeah, man. I did,
Hey,
another note, dude, same note, but he told 30 years ago. So, like I said, when we first got into it 2 years ago, I met his crime me, which is Big Eddie Boy, who he told on made statements on, and them statements alone got Eddie Boy conspiracy charge on a robbery that they get together. He told him some paperwork. This was in '94. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they ignored it back then, and when they seen I was getting to a Big U 2 years ago, some of my homies said, "Hey man, you know he got down on my man." I'm like, "What?" He like, "Yeah." He told on Eddie Boy some paperwork. I said, "More Eddie Boy, he in the pen, he on the streets, he alive?" He said, "Yeah, he out here, man. Give me his number, man." You know what I'm saying? That's how I met up with Eddie Boy and got the real deal, got the paperwork, and bust him out on that. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, he still was kind of ignoring that. You know what I mean? But now you see all these different YouTubers and people from LA reading his paperwork, calling Big U a snitch. But when he was out
yeah,
here for the last 2 years, none of y'all wanted to read the paperwork. None of y'all
Mhm.
yep.
wanted to do content or react to it. You know what I'm saying? But now they see. You don't see nobody saying free Big U. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
But
no, I don't see
before,
any of it.
but before they was all defending them. You know, they was all defending them. It's crazy.
Well, Whack 100, man. I recently saw that he said everything you're doing. He goes, you're not in the wrong for. With the way you're kind of you're putting out there what's already out there, right? A
Right.
lot of people, they don't do the research, they don't go read into anything. You have read it, you've been showed it, and it's like Whack 100 said, you're not telling anybody, you're not saying nothing that nobody already knows, you're just pointing it out.
Mhm.
Right. Right.
and
They
and, and people are using that. I mean, again, it's just, I've learned, man, it's just like a tactic to use to character assassinate, man. It's like call them a snitch. That's the worst thing you can call somebody.
Absolutely.
A bitch
right.
and a snitch, call them that.
And,
Mhm.
and, and and that's Big U's go to. He'll call you either a homosexual, a snitch, or you a crackhead. That's his go
Hey,
to.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. When I get mad, I be calling people gay all the time, bro. So I get
Yeah. But
it.
not calling like to your face like, oh, you gay or you a buster. He'll spread that narrative. Like if I don't like y'all
Oh,
and I
okay.
know people y'all know, I'm like, yeah, man, do the rap, bro. He told, stay away from it. Or do gay or he'll
Damn.
spread. That's what he does. He tried to do it to me.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When he went to when him and Eddie Boy both got locked up in the pen, Eddie Boy got 18 years and Big E got like 13 or 14. He told on Eddie Boy on the paperwork, but Big U had the popularity vote. He told everybody, Eddie Boy telling, he only got 5 years. Never produced no paperwork. Nobody never read no paperwork, and it took Big U side. And it turned out that Big U was the rat. And but since he had the popularity vote, they believed him. And Eddie Boy never wrote it up, never went PC, and stayed on mainline and did 18 years. You know what I'm saying? And got
Damn.
out. Never, still to this day, never been no paperwork. You'll never hear nobody say Eddie Boy was snitch. But Big U had the whole pen believing him, saying he telling he only got 5 years. He did 18 years. That make no sense. He got more
Oh, he,
time than
he
him.
he's just he's a good manipulator, man. That's just what
Yeah,
it comes down to.
yeah, yeah. It's crazy, bro.
Mm.
Damn, man.
So
Well,
you
I
can
got I've
imagine, like the people now, the young kids now, they don't really know that, but they believe in him.
Well, it's because of his influence, man. That celebrity influence of his, and being around celebrities. I feel like you're gonna have the youth's ear a lot more than
Yeah.
some dude that's been locked away forever that you don't know much about.
Uh huh. Uh huh. Uh huh.
What
And
is he
all
like,
those
Robin
relationships,
Hood to them, or what?
see, all those relationships he had, people just kind of gave them to him, and he just misused them.
Mm.
You know,
You
it's,
heard Leah? You heard Leah 600?
I always say
I said, is he
Robin
like
Hood.
Robin Hood to them, or what?
No, no, he actually is the opposite. Like he don't really look out for nobody. You know, you
Mm.
don't see him. All those yes men, he got to starving. That's why the
That's
people
why I
who
was like, damn, when they lost Nip, Nip looked out for help. Niggas was getting out of jail. Nip was like,
yeah.
damn, that was a
See,
big
big,
L for the
see,
60s.
Big U's the opposite. Like he don't want to help nobody out, and that's why the good people around him, they leave him because it's like you don't want to leave no meat on the bone, man. You want everything for yourself. You want the attention to
Damn.
yourself. You want the title. You want to be everything. You don't want to put nobody in position. and this is why
So
he
why
has
do
no
people
support.
like? So why do people fuck with him then? Just because like sadness or what? Because
That's all a
like why do you have
misconception.
so many people believe in him?
He only has a few gangbangers believe in him. That's it. From my
Yeah.
neighbor, that's it. Don't nobody really like him, and the ones who deal with him don't even like him.
Mhm.
They just can't be a man and not be bullied by him.
Right.
You
Mm.
know, don't
Interesting.
nobody really like dude. Like I said, you see it now. No one's saying free Big U. Ain't nobody right with him.
No,
Right.
They
I
all
ain't seen
happy.
any of that. I ain't
They
seen not
happy.
one free Big U at all.
They happy he's in jail. Even his homeless people he deal with, the ones he
They're
bullied,
like, thank God.
they like,
Hey,
man,
hey,
they glad he in
did you
jail.
watch the video where his family was taken to jail and they were just like, all right, where's it at? He was talking, they were just like, all right, where's it at?
Bro,
Oh
Like
my
they were
God.
like trying to get handed off real quick.
not only he was trying to snitch on me and Whack, he told the feds, y'all need to go pick up 600 and Whack 100. So we said on the
God
case. He
damn, man.
also told on himself and got more charges for that video. It's in the paperwork, in the indictment. He got more charges for them videos he made on his way to jail. Like you went out like a straight girl, bro.
Yeah, Whack 100's having a field day with this right now, especially because he didn't like Brick Baby either. And with Brick Baby going down, Whack 100 is just man,
Man,
he feels like he's winning right now.
yeah, that's a whole nother situation. Brick Baby in a lot of trouble too.
Yeah, he is. He's in some serious shit right now.
A
Yeah,
lot of
so
people on some serious shit right now. It's crazy.
yeah, he
Now
got.
I'm gonna ask you this, Brick Baby, do you think he's gonna flip?
I just don't know. Like it's just I don't really know what he's really facing. He has a sealed indictment. It's sealed, so we don't really know all his charges.
That
We
one's
one
scary.
of
That's scary.
one of them came up to where they charged him for that AK-47, that chopper, which is very serious for a person with felons and for you to
Yeah.
be picked up by the feds. It's serious. You know,
Especially in LA.
they gave Crip Mac 33 months for just the ammunition.
Yep.
You know, he
Damn.
never been in feds before. You know, so this dude, you know, what I'm saying, actually got indicted and been had like 4 gun cases before, you know, and been in jail and all that. And with an AK-47 in California, ooh wee, with all them priors and a federal indictment sealed too, yeah, you get in a lot of trouble. I don't know, but like I said, I can't say if he will or not because some of the hardest ones that we thought was gonna keep it solid rolled over, and some of the ones that you think is gonna roll over didn't roll over. So you
Didn't.
just don't,
Mhm.
you can't really call it.
Yeah,
You
you
just
can't
don't
really
know.
call it yet.
Man, Brick should have just kept getting them checks from No Jumper though. He should have just kept taking that and just kept and been cool with that.
Well, you know what? He just got that no jumper job around that time that he went to jail. You know, he just started working there around the time he went to jail a few years ago. So, you know, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But like I said, he's also in indictment on some robbery type stuff and was extorted by Biggie. He's not just for his possession of the gun. He's in for some other stuff. So, like I
Damn.
said, but that was before he was working at no jumper. It just kind of caught up with him. You know, they
That's the
started the
thing. That's the thing
investigation.
about the feds, man. That when they hit you with Rico, it's man, you can't slow it
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
they started the investigation before he started working there. So I get what you're saying. He should have just kept getting his checks, but he probably thought he was done with that lifestyle, and his history came back to haunt him based on his dealings and people he know, like Big U. He was hot. He got told on, you know what I'm saying, by someone who was hot, and the informant he was dealing with. In the paperwork, it shows that he was dealing with somebody, extorting somebody, and the guy, the extortion person, was run out of money, and the feds was giving him money to pay his extortion payment. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So,
That's
you know,
crazy.
that's how deep that go. He caught dead bang on them charges.
Yeah.
That's
Damn,
crazy.
man. Yeah,
Hey,
no,
so
man.
hey, 600. My
Yeah.
people told me they said you got you signed a few artists. You signed one artist from Main Street.
No, the only artist I got right now is from Bonnie Hunters, AOF Nino.
About here, yeah, I guess when you about to sign somebody from Main Street or something like that, or
Nah, no.
uh,
I had a few people I was dealing with from Main Street, but nah, I ain't got nobody from Main Street right now.
oh, okay, yeah. They said you was cool and shit that you know you signed somebody.
You have
I
a
mean,
label?
yeah, no. So my brother has a label, Send Me Records, and
Mhm.
we working that right now with a little bit of budget. And then Whack 100 got Cash Money West, and I'm A&R and that, so we got that. But I'll just be
Oh,
doing aside from those labels, I'll be just doing management.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, like I signed Crip Mac and X4, you know, AOF Nino, a couple other artists like that.
X4, who is X4?
He's
Four
from
extra?
LA. No, not for Oasis. He's
Oh,
from LA. He was the artist that came out, but I don't deal with him no more either. I was just naming people
oh, okay, okay,
I've
okay.
signed over the years since I've been tampering with the music thing.
So
And you said
your
you said
hands in like
oh
pretty
my
much
god.
everything. Like you're a boxer, you're in the music industry,
I'm
and
trying to get it however we can get
yeah, right.
it.
I feel it.
Whatever. I do the YouTube, I do the music, I do my own music, I sign artists, I do the boxing, whatever. You
You
know
know,
what I
Leah
mean?
was trying to do the music. You gotta get her a song
Yeah.
ready.
Oh yeah, we could do something.
Yeah.
You said Bounty Hunter, man. Is do you know Jay Burton and Big Whack?
Nah, I don't. I don't know too many bounty hunters. It's just the artists I know
Okay.
that I
Just the
signed
already
from
he
over
was
there.
from it. Okay.
Yeah, the bounty hunters. That's on the east side. Like that's in Watts. I don't really got too many people from over there. I know some people over there, but I don't really. Them names you name, I don't know them.
Yeah, I got some friends that are they roll with bounty hunters and stuff, but they just
Okay.
friends, man, and that's it. Just kicking it.
Yeah,
In LA,
yeah,
you can't say who you know.
That's
yeah.
what I'm
It's a
saying. I
lot.
just kicking it though, man. We just friends and we just kicking it, man. That's it.
Yeah, they got a lot of talent over there for sure. J Rock. Uh, you know, it's a lot of talent can come from up over there.
Oh yeah, J Rock, yeah, J Rock hard.
Kendrick Lamar got ties over there. Um, yeah,
Chris
it's a lot of
Brown.
talent.
At
Who else
least
is over?
Chris used to have ties over there.
Yeah, they got a lot of people over there. They got a lot of talent over there. There's some other people I just can't think of them.
Now
Um,
600. I'm gonna ask you this question, man. This is kind of one of those like on the touching that line. Um, I was reading that there was stuff and seeing people talk about a conspiracy that Big U might be behind what happened to Nipsey as well, or
mhm.
at least
Game.
part of it.
Well, like I say, I'm gonna answer questions like I always answer it. I just think that if he did, it's so many snitches and so many informants and so many technology, it probably would have came out by now. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
It's
600, did you see what Luce Cannon just said in the interview they just released?
I seen
They
that.
said, yeah, he said that what's the guy name who Shitty Cuz, what's his name?
Yeah, yeah, shit, yeah.
What's his real name?
Oh, Eric Holder.
Eric
Eric Holder,
Holder.
yeah, Eric Holder.
Allegedly, Eric Holder is supposed to turn on Big U, and that's how he gonna get out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But loose cannon just says a lot of stuff, and
It gonna be real.
it hasn't been authentic, so I don't really believe it.
Oh,
So
okay, 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 okay.
you know, but
Well,
yeah, like I said,
he's definitely not a credible source then.
yeah. But as far as Big U involvement in that, I just think it's so many people working behind the scenes. They would have cracked him. It's
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think they definitely had their differences. Nip did not rock with dude. But I just don't know because and I think a lot of people want him to have involvement, and I think it would have been somehow, somewhere they would have taught him to it if he was involved.
Yeah,
But
that's what it seems
I
like. It seems like they really want that to be the case.
right, I do think it was bigger than just the Eric Holder situation. I do think it was bigger than just that, but I don't think Biggie had to do with it.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
that's real. I mean, coming from you and him not really seeing eye to eye. I mean, that's real
Right.
of you
This is
real of you to see, at least to admit
I
that
right.
mean,
you
yeah,
may not.
the truth is the truth. Like I said, I just don't,
Right.
I don't think so because I think it would have came out already. It's been 6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Well, they finna go. His trial took a long time, so they finna get ready to meet up again. So I guess we're gonna see, like you said. I'm not saying to
yeah,
see about Big U. I'm saying we're gonna see what's finna happen
right, right.
It's gonna be
with
one of
Eric
them
Holder.
trial of the centuries, man. It's gonna be a crazy one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This crazy. Yeah, and I heard they move pretty fast in the feds. I heard they don't take no year, 2, 3, 4 year fight no cases. Like I heard they move fast.
Well, that's the difference between
I
state. A
mean,
lot of
yeah,
people
they
don't
took all this
realize.
time to build it up. So shit, once they do,
Yep,
that's it.
and that's the difference between state and feds, man. Because the state, they'll go get you first off of hearsay, and then they'll take a year to 2 years to build it. Feds, man, they've already got it built out.
Right,
They want to
Right.
right,
get it one, bam, bam, bam.
Right.
You got
And
life. Let's go. Next one, you got life. Like that's
right,
just yeah. They
right.
don't play around, man. I don't see Big U seeing the light of day though. That I don't see.
Oh no, no, no. He got too many. No, no. I don't think he coming home. He got too much.
I think they said what 43 counts,
He
43
got
counts or
43
something.
Yep,
counts. A couple
I
of them
think
hold like,
it's
couple of them hold 20 years. Couple of them
yikes.
hold life. Couple of them hold 10. He's
Did she
58.
just say nice?
He ain't
No,
got.
I
She
said
said
yeah.
yikes.
No, I said
Yikes.
Uh,
yikes.
oh
Damn,
yeah.
that's crazy. 43.
And then on here, when you go
It's
to
crazy.
feds, even if you do choose to cooperate or tell, you got to tell up. You can't tell on little stuff. So I don't
Right.
even know if he got stuff that's up like that to go tell on. You know what
They
I'm
don't
saying?
want little.
I
They
think
don't
he
want
was
little.
it. I think he was big fish, man. He was it.
Yeah, I think
They don't
he
want little
might
Nardo. They want big Nardo. They want.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know if he got. I don't know if he got nothing that's real.
Hey, listen, I know Tory Lane's better steer clear of Big U while he's in there because he might Big U might try to escort him for some Snicker bars and some Pop Tarts and shit.
Oh my goodness.
Well, Tory Lanez, I believe, is in the state.
Oh, that's right, he is in the
Oh yeah,
state.
he
Yeah,
is in
Oh,
so he
another
state.
he, he got lucky.
I
another
love
thing too.
Tori.
Big U is not being charged federally for that murder.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
so he's still
What?
looking
No,
at state. Yeah,
it's listed in the complaint and in the indictment under certain things, but it's not actually in the charges of the indictment and the counts. So I'm hearing that's going to be a state charge whenever he's done with trial. Then whatever they're going to charge him with stately, they go like that.
Holy crap.
Man,
it's a wrap, man. State, fed, no matter what, man. Big U is
man, it's crazy because his son just went to the NFL. He played for the San Diego Chargers. His son, middle linebacker for
Charges.
the
It's
Chargers.
the LA Chargers now. They're LA now.
Yeah, LA Chargers. Yeah, it's
Yep.
crazy because it's like y'all said. It just show y'all. It show y'all youngest man when you got an opportunity, when you get a second chance. If you ever if you make a mistake, you get a second chance. You kind of got to make the best of it. You
right.
know what I'm
Lesson
saying?
of the
Let it
day
get.
is when you're 50 years old and the cops are paying you, stay out of the streets.
Yeah. That's crazy, bro. I walked
You're like,
away.
I ain't listening to that shit.
I walked away when I was 32 to go start boxing, and that's why I always said Big Meech is not too smart because I had pennies on a dollar like fractions, 0.001s of what Big Meech had, and I walked away. And for Big Meech to get caught up with all that stuff and all that money, at when he made hundreds of millions of dollars, is crazy.
Hmm.
Same situation.
Big
But
Meech got too much joy out of it, man. That's how he couldn't stop.
Right. Just
It went beyond the
right,
reckless.
money.
Having too much
I'm
fun,
like,
not even
I'm like,
caring.
I'm like, bro, like I walked away with a couple 100,000. That's crumbs.
Hmm.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? And I moved my family to Vegas and start boxing. These dudes had millions and was still doing illegal stuff. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's
You know,
crazy. I would never understand that.
that's like you got enough to be cool.
I knew life changed for you, bro, when you was all in Miami, damn near every other week eating next to Shaq. When you kept posting, I was like, God
Oh
damn, he got
yeah.
a bag.
Oh yeah, I met Shaq. He wasn't even that tall, man. Well, I guess
Yeah,
I'm like 6'5", but
You're six
yeah.
five. Sheesh.
Yeah, you got a few inches
That's
on me, man.
tall.
I'm 6'1", so you tower over us a little bit.
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Hey, that's
man.
not bad. Hey, no, I get it though. Now I know why you're doing all these, you're trolling and shit like that, man. Because ain't nobody gonna be
Who's
able to fuck
right?
with
Who's
you.
gonna mess with you?
Oh no. That's the main thing in LA. When you can't like physically beat somebody, that's like 75% of your battle.
Right.
Anything else, I mean, you're gonna have to do it however you're gonna do it, but that's gonna stop all your stuff right there. And I'm a pro boxer. Like I can fight before I even start boxing. So
Now,
Big
do you
as
ever now
difference.
with the way LA politics is, man? Does it ever concern you? Like, is it ever in the back of your mind that like, man, maybe I should be cool on some things? Like, does that ever happen?
well, like I said, I stopped game banging 10 years ago. Start being boxing. The only people that who I thought would like be mad at me was like little big U minions. You know what I'm saying? But they're not even a threat. Like those dudes, like they can't fight. They ain't got no
This motherfucker
guns.
said, "Big you minions."
Like they just internet trollers. Like they can't fight. They ain't got no guns. They ain't got no money, and they just internet trollers. That's it.
Shit, hey, they just happy that they get to call themselves the '60s, man. That's what it mainly
Yeah,
Okay.
that,
really
that
comes
that's
down
it.
to.
That's it. So them is my only ops. Like I stopped like I said, I stopped game in 2015. So unless somebody not gonna let something go from over 10 years ago, that is what it is. We can't control that. But like I don't do no dissing on no major platforms, this no bloods, no this no kind of ops nowhere. So that's why. And then I ain't never told nobody, so I'm pretty much cool. But I said, you got a lot of haters, but
Right.
I tend to stay away from that type of energy, stay away from
Hmm.
areas. I really don't even run across dudes. You know, like
Now,
LA is.
do you have a lot of fun, man, when you go on No Jumper? Because see, I was watching some of those interviews, man. It sounds like, man, it's a good time, especially when you get a whole group of y'all together. Is it pretty fun over at No Jumper?
It's cool, man. I've been up there like 4 or 5 times. I took a few artists there. I've been a guest on a few shows there, Whack 100 show, Adam show, a couple live shows. It's cool, just cool, just to get some exposure, have some fun, have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Man, I like the way Wack is, man. He tells it like it is. Like he don't sugarcoat shit. Like that man is so rough around the
No,
edges, bro. It's wild, man.
he a straight shooter. He gonna tell you what it is. He don't care. See,
He don't give a damn, man. I was on a clubhouse where he went off on, man. He was going off on everybody, women, children. He didn't give a fuck, man.
yeah. See, when you young, man, and you ain't gotta worry about how you conduct yourself. You just do you. And he don't care.
Mhm.
It is what it
Um,
is.
Now what do you think about what Adam's been coming out with lately, man? Because he's saying that no jumper's not doing so well right now. Do you think a lot of this stuff with the indictments and all the Fed talk and them being feds, do you think that has a big play on what's happening over there?
No, I actually think that's the type of stuff that keeps the show alive. The drama is what keeps stuff alive.
Yeah.
Now
Right.
people saying that he the police for people going to jail and his stuff, but I mean they were saying that about Vlad years ago. But him and Vlad, they got a job to do, and if you want to go in there and incriminate yourself, that's on you. You can't blame the
Right,
nigga.
exactly. I've always said that too. Like, how you gonna blame him? They're coming on his platform, spilling all this
Right.
stuff. Like, just because he's asking the question doesn't mean they have to answer it.
Right, and then he
Yeah.
don't really ask the question. They get up there getting to tell their stuff. It's just like people incriminate themselves in videos and movies and rap songs, Instagram
Right.
posts.
Nothing
So
different.
it's all the same thing. So you can't blame Twitter for this guy incriminating himself, or he made an Instagram post showing a gun that was used in the murder, saying we robbed y'all and made a diss song about us killing you on this block. You was wearing this T-shirt, out left in this car, and you told on your whole
Exactly.
self.
Exactly.
So you can't blame them. You gotta blame the person that's doing it.
Exactly.
But
So what's your ideal of fun? Let's like get to know you a little bit. What do
uh.
you like to do?
I really be chilling. Like I like working out, eating good food,
Hmm. What do
and
you
just
like to
enjoy
eat?
steak. I'm a meat eater, steak.
Okay.
Uh I like watermelon, but it's not in watermelon season yet. No.
Yeah.
Once watermelon getting season in the next few weeks, next month, I'm eating watermelon all the way until like October, November.
Good
Okay.
Uh
hydration.
yeah, I'm an outdoor person. I just like going doing outdoor stuff, you know what I
You
mean?
like hiking and
Hiking
working
is
out
okay.
outside.
I just like doing calisthenics in the sun. I like getting that
Okay.
natural vitamin D.
Hmm.
I'm a beach boy. I like going to the beach. I like, outdoor stuff like that. You feel me? I'll be just chilling, really.
So you're
But
not
I
out
ain't
in
doing.
Vegas. You're not out in Vegas like that no more. Are you more in Cali nowadays?
I'm back in LA. I used to live in Vegas. I lived in Vegas for like 3 years.
Man, it's too hot up in Vegas, man. It gets way too hot
It
here in the
gets hot
summertime.
or it gets super cold. I used to live out there too.
Yeah, it do
Yeah,
get it do get super cold.
it does, man. LA, man, you just get that perfect weather for most of the year, man.
I could deal with the heat. I can't deal with the cold.
We do appreciate you
Good.
taking time doing this with us, bro.
It's
Yeah,
good. This is short
absolutely.
notice. We're gonna do one with a full hour. So
Yeah, in
let
person.
me know next one, maybe a couple days or next week or something.
Yeah,
I
let's
will
do it,
have
For
man.
sure.
that.
Thank you so much for being on. We appreciate you.
All right, hit me up. G, it's good. Steve, nice to meet you. And what's your name again? In the middle, the
Aaliyah.
female? Alita?
Aaliyah. Hmm.
Aaliyah. Oh, that's a nice name.
Thank you.
All
All right,
right,
y'all, man.
bro.
I appreciate it.
All
All
right,
All
right,
right.
bro.
600, man. You
Take
have a good
care.
one, bro.
Yep. All right.
One.